Hey everybody, how's it going? Well, welcome back. It's Wednesday, it's content day, and we have a special little thing we want to share. It's not our usual lantern content. Of course, there is a lantern burning. We have a Dietz High-Low from the early 40s, and of course, this illustration from World War II. Today is Pearl Harbor Day. It's December 7th, and I like to usually do a commemoration video that day. Last year I did a rebroadcast on one of my old radios and everything of the report over the radio of the bombing of Pearl Harbor. Now I will share today some of my experiences that I had when I was there with my wife back in 2017. Now, ever since I was just a teenager, I had the opportunity of meeting a good number of Pearl Harbor veterans that lived here in Southern California. And into my 20s, I would, I started taking this excursion train from LA to San Diego. A friend of mine at the time had these two beautiful passenger cars, and they have a program that they would invite veterans and families of the veterans to ride these trains in a recognition type of event on the Saturday nearest to Pearl Harbor Day. And so a good group of us would all get dressed up in our World War II uniforms or civilian uniforms, or civilian clothing, and kind of recreate a troop train of the 40s, so they could kind of travel back in time, and they would share their experiences. Most of them would, and we would socialize with them and kind of make them feel like they went back to their earlier days. And they really appreciated it. They really did. They really appreciated our efforts in recreating their generation, their era. And who doesn't want to, ride on passenger cars from the 40s down to San Diego along the surf line route? It was pretty great. A lot of great memories. Met a lot of great people and had a lot of fun, but also a lot of very special moments. But in 2017, my wife and we went to Oahu. We stayed in Honolulu, Waikiki area, and we did visit Pearl Harbor. And let me tell you, I thought I was prepared for that. No, I was not. I thought I armed myself with all the information I needed, and which I had over the years. But I think that only really helped me appreciate it even more. We parked our car and took a bus that escorted us to the museums there, because it is an active military base, so you can't drive onto the museum grounds. You do have to take a bus. And so, you have to take a bus from one of the main museums to Ford Island, because there's a bridge that takes you to Ford Island. So you do have to leave your car there, and you take a bus to Ford Island for the Museum of the Pacific. And they have a very good collection there. They have several aircraft, and they have Swamp Ghost, the B-17E that was taken out of the swamp out there in New Guinea, I believe it was. Anyways, we toured the museum, but walking just on the tarmac alone and seeing the pot marks and damage that are there still from Pearl Harbor from that morning, and when you realize what that is, it you just stand there and you're just like, what? Oh my gosh! You're standing on a ground that is literally history. War was waged right there, and that museum is spitting distance to Battleship Row, so that is the epicenter. That's ground zero for that morning. And you're looking at damage on the buildings, panes of glass that are still shattered and cracked, and they left them respectfully because of that morning. And there's preservation groups that won't allow them to maintain it or restore it or anything because of what it signifies. And that's before we even got to the Arizona. So when we visited the Museum of the Pacific, was very intense, very somber, very, very, yeah, you get it. The weather was beautiful. It was just beautiful, clear blue sky, scattered clouds, and the trade winds were blowing fairly well. But it was gorgeous. I mean, it was a beautiful day. We toured the USS Bowfin, their Gato-class submarine there. We didn't get a chance to go on the Missouri. That was kind of expensive, and we didn't have the time at the moment to do it. But if we visit again, definitely we'll do the Missouri. I think the Missouri was actually closed that time. It was. They were undergoing some restoration and some maintenance, so it wasn't open, which was okay because we did have time restraints. But when we got to the theater, we went to a theater and we watched a film. They show everyone a film before they go to the Arizona. Okay. And so we watched the film, and it was really well done, and it was very respectful and very accurate history. And then I don't think there was a dry eye in that theater. And we all walked out single file out another door to a platform and loaded ourselves onto a shuttle that they took us out to the monument, the Arizona Monument Memorial. And standing there over the Arizona was one of the most heaviest emotional experiences I've had in a long time. Looking at the wall of names of those lost on the Arizona, and knowing that the names increase every time a survivor passes on from the Arizona, their name is added to the roster there of those who, they rejoin their shipmates. It's incredible. It really is. Both of us, we felt the air was just thick. It was so emotionally draining. I can't even express just how draining it really was. It was a beautiful day, and it was amazing to be, over the wreck and honoring the dead that are still down there. It is a gravesite. It is. And I'm not going to lie, it was just kind of hard to grasp that we were actually there. We left when they took us back to the harbor, and we were sitting there underneath this palm tree on the grass, and my wife wanted to get an ice cream, so she went and got an ice cream. And so she did, and came back, and I was sitting there by myself looking at the harbor and the submarine Bowfin over there and Battleship Row, and I just started crying. It just absolutely hit me, and I just couldn't hold it back anymore. It was just that powerful. I'm just I'm fighting it right now. My God. But yeah, it was hard. It was very hard, but it's a good thing. It's not something you want to steer away from. It's okay. It's okay, because you're feeling that gratefulness for that sacrifice that they gave us. I've talked to many of the veterans that live close by here, and through different events I met those veterans, and they're the most humble, most sweetest people I ever met, because I would say, "Oh, thank you so much for your service." Like, it's nothing. Happy to do it. Oh, I'm not a hero. The ones that died that day are the heroes. I'm not a hero. They're the most just humble people. At least the ones I met anyways. But, I'm really grateful for them and their sacrifices, and I honor them. It's interesting to see how some of them reacted when they met some of the Japanese veterans from Pearl Harbor, and they have. To see them actually embrace each other and forgive each other of what happened that long ago. That's amazing to me. That is so powerful. It really is. And forgiveness is a powerful thing, and so we can learn a lot from that. And we can. But Pearl Harbor Day is a day that I always will commemorate. I will always think of them, especially the ones that I met that are no longer with us, because, well, to be a Pearl Harbor survivor, you have to be 98 to 100 plus. Yeah, absolutely. It's a long time ago. But it's still very powerful, very real in their minds. So if you meet a veteran from Pearl Harbor, listen to them, listen to their story if they care to share it. And it's a very rare opportunity now. But well, friends, I got some things I got to do, but I thought I'd come out here and honor our veterans and commemorate this day, December 7th, the date which has lived in infamy, and I will continue to do so. And thank you so much for your subscriptions and stopping by my channel and commenting and participating. I do appreciate it. So from here in Time Cave, for myself and little Abigail, we'll see you this weekend with some more content and probably another lantern to share. All right, everybody, take care. Amen.